Welcome back to Wall Street Confidential. Google will take center stage after the closing bell today with its earnings. Now, the stock, I should mention, has been kind of drifting since May.
And there's a lot of cross currents here. We obviously have Yahoo in a disarray. I mean, Microsoft has been really just making that, playing havoc there. AOL seems to be flopping around. We know that that Google's taking huge share. What we don't know about Google is the bottom line. If I were Google, I would literally be saying, you know what? We should spend like crazy, like Research in Motion, because we have an opportunity. Everyone else is in disarray. Let's just spend, spend, spend. If that's the case, then you'll see great top line, particularly aided by international. But you may not see great bottom line. I think I am going to go back to my horsemen, okay? I think Apple's really good. I think Research in Motion's really good. I think Google's really good. I do not think that Amazon's as good because that's a retailer. Now, there is, and I had this problem with Aaron Burnett, when we do the stop trading, when I say something's good, does that mean you buy it ahead of the quarter? You know what? This market's way too hard to do that anymore. I take Rev Shark's view at this point, which is find stuff you like, but don't try to guess the quarter. And I know a lot of people are used to me trying to guess a quarter, but that was in a better market. We don't have that anymore. I mean, United Technologies, if the stock were at 68, would be down today, but it was at 60, so it's a good number, and it goes higher. Same thing with the banks. So Google, yeah, I mean, Google's come down a lot, which is enticing. But can it go to $1,000? Well, you know, the market has to get much better. Inflation has to go down. We have to be willing to pay higher multiples. Now, it's one thing to get a multiple of 11 on a great company like United Technologies. That's just too low versus this growth rate. It's another thing to expect that there'll be multiple expansion. Let me use the example of Salesforce.com. That sells at 80 times earnings. I mean, they're doing everything right, but I don't want to pay 80 times earnings. So I think Google, the $1,000 price target, that's in a good market, absolutely. Do I want to buy Google? I said to buy Google calls ahead yesterday, and I'm going to stick by that. But people have to recognize that those who can call these, I mean, a lot of people say, Jim, you always like to call them. I can't call them right now. The market's too bad. There's too much inflation. There's too much craziness. If oil goes down a lot tomorrow, maybe people want Google.
But am I wrong to think right now that the people want good news? Look, all news is good news. It almost seems right now, with oil tracking lower and JP Morgan and all those earnings.
Well, the banks. I mean, remember 2 days ago we had a guy come on Squawk Box and say, "Here's my plan to wipe out the Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac comment." We had Lehman Brothers, looking like there was going to be a big rush on Lehman. I don't like Lehman, but they should be issuing equity. What happens is the market goes up. We had a short squeeze that was created by Christopher Cox. It's a very real short squeeze because a lot of people have been doing the wrong thing. And my hope is that we get some sort of refinancing of these. But to go back to Google, I mean, Google's not a heavily shorted stock that people are betting against, and that's what has been working. It's also expiration week, so it's possible. Maybe if you agree with me, maybe you buy some out of the money, some nutty out of the money Google call, like a 540. Maybe that's the better way. But I'm not playing the buy it ahead of the quarter stuff because it's almost been better to buy things after the quarter unless they're industrials that sell at 11 times earnings. Right. And by the way, look at Nucor. By the way, I mean Nucor's very inexpensive, but they guided lower.
Right. All right, well, those earnings after the bell, and most analysts are optimistic.
Yeah, I wish they were more pessimistic.
Thanks very much, Jim Cramer. This is Wall Street Confidential. Stay tuned.